I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
we'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
And the new question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me. It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, you gonna be a nobody. You're gonna be just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Watch. Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stuff a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
The matchup between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford is shaping up to be one of the biggest events in boxing history. However, their recent press conference was nothing short of chaos, filled with intense moments, verbal jabs, and tension that set the tone for a fierce rivalry.
I respect everybody, but if you f with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence, is that true? Did Turkey Al-Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather didn't hold back when talking about Canelo Álvarez. He criticized the praise Canelo often receives, reminding fans that Canelo has historically handpicked his opponents. Mayweather dismissed Canelo's legacy, calling their fight completely one-sided. He claimed he dominated Canelo with ease, even though he was nearly 40 years old at the time. Mayweather also called out the boxing media for tearing down other fighters just to elevate Canelo, insisting that their bout was never close. Canelo wasn't as tough as people made him out to be, he said bluntly.
A guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Crawford's veteran manager, Brian Bomac McIntyre, also weighed in on the highly anticipated bout. He predicted that the early rounds would be competitive, but expected Crawford to make smart adjustments midway through the fight. McIntyre believes that, as in many of Crawford's past performances, he'll take control in the second half of the match and outbox Canelo. While he didn't reveal specific tactics, McIntyre expressed full confidence that Crawford would dominate the later rounds and finish strong.
Yeah, man, like I always say, it's going to be a tough few rounds, until Terence makes his adjustments, and then, like he does every fight, he's going to take it over and run away with it.
How does that look like?
Well, I ain't going to put it out there like that, but I just looking for Terence to dominate. I know, going through the home stretch.
The latest press event promoting Canelo versus Crawford turned into a wild and heated spectacle. Both fighters traded fierce insults and refused to back down, facing off nearly 10 times throughout the event. The atmosphere was electric, filled with delays and non-stop tension. One of the most unforgettable moments came when Crawford boldly declared, "I ain't scared." The comment drew massive reactions and added even more fuel to the already fiery build-up.
Scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well. And the new
question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, They ain't on my level. And you
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
Everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look.
It's gonna be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch. Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass, and he gonna be next. Watch.
Former world champion Antonio Tarver expresses excitement for the upcoming clash, saying his long-admired Terence Crawford's rare intensity and unmatched ring presence. Tarver sees Crawford as a serious threat, a fighter with a special kind of energy that few others can replicate, however. Tarver also questioned whether Canelo Álvarez still has a hunger to dig deep, especially with his noticeably declining footwork. He pointed out that Canelo hasn't been truly tested in that department in recent years, and emphasized that it could become a critical factor once the pressure builds in the ring.
Canelo Crawford, who you got? Come on, bro. I've been telling y'all for the longest. That boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that. And so you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro. Now he in there with a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately. And he hasn't fought a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone. But now you gotta go down deep to get ready for Crawford. You feel me? He gotta go deep. Now we don't know. Does Canelo still have that in him? We gonna see. We gonna see. But Crawford coming with it, bro.
Coach Calvin Ford also showed in
Trainer Calvin Ford also expressed strong enthusiasm for the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford clash, saying he's genuinely excited for both fighters. He pointed out that it's been a while since Crawford faced another elite-level opponent and praised Canelo as one of the sport's top names. Ford called this matchup a pivotal moment for boxing and stressed that both fighters need each other right now to make history. In his words, this is a kind of meaningful event that can redefine eras.
You know, Crawford getting another serious young African-American fighting him. You know, it's been a while, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, he's alive. Canelo is the GOAT, and it's good for Terence Crawford to see that guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for Canelo to see him. You know, it gives something for the boxing world to talk about, and everybody looking forward to it.
When asked how he would approach training Crawford for one of boxing's biggest names, Ford said he wouldn't change a thing. He referenced Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., a fight many expected to be close, yet ended up one-sided. Ford compared the energy of that performance to the legendary Hagler versus Hearns battle, though with a more shocking outcome. He added that if both Canelo and Crawford bring their absolute best, fans might finally witness the legendary showdown they've long been hoping for.
Why would I change up what he's been doing? He's been winning. He's been getting the job done. You know, when he shut down Earl, that was perfect. It ain't like he ain't been in no big fight. That was a fight everybody thought they was gonna get a roller coaster, and it went turns.
That was like, Hagler Hearns, you thought you didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't get that.
And he dominated.
We didn't get that fight that we thought we was going to get.
Yeah.
And then seeing Canelo and him do it, everybody said, man, we might get the fight that we going to.
Max Kellerman also weighed in on the magnitude of the Canelo versus Crawford showdown, saying it ranks among the biggest boxing events he's ever covered. With a career that includes calling iconic fights featuring Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, and the electrifying clash between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, Kellerman believes this one could top them all. He emphasized that while past fights were massive, the timing and star power of this bout make it especially historic.
Rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched.
In terms of the magnitude of the
magnitude,
fight? I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights. But
Kellerman also highlighted the role of Netflix in elevating the event's reach, suggesting it could become the most watched title fight in the last 50 years. He referenced Muhammad Ali's 1978 rematch with Leon Spinks, which pulled in a staggering 90 million television viewers. Still an unmatched number. While pay-per-view giants like Mayweather vs. Pacquiao drew record-breaking sales, Kellerman believes streaming has the power to draw even more fans. If average household viewership holds, this event could eclipse anything modern boxing has seen. Commercially, Kellerman is convinced it may be the biggest fight he'll ever have the chance to cover.
This will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is gonna do multiples of that. So so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event.
Broadcasting legend Jim Lampley shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Álvarez, recalling a conversation with veteran analyst Larry Merchant. When asked if Crawford could actually win, Merchant confidently responded yes, explaining that technical skill, sharp timing, and smart footwork can often overcome a size disadvantage. He stressed that if Crawford stays off the center line, avoids heavy exchanges, and keeps moving, he can frustrate Canelo's rhythm. Merchant said the key will be unpredictability, mixing attacks and never becoming an easy target.
Asked the great Larry Merchant very recently. I said, is there any way in your mind that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Álvarez? And Larry said to me, Jim, did Ray Leonard get a decision win over Marvin Hagler? I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could have gotten a decision win over Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then yes, absolutely, Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Álvarez, because it's the same thing. It's the same size difference to a certain degree. It's a very similar style difference, and there's a blueprint there. If Crawford looks at what Leonard did, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, land to the body, get out, get in, land upstairs, get out, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, and always the footwork, never standing in the same place. If Crawford has the energy to do that, there's a chance.
Lampley added that while Canelo is known for having one of the strongest chins in boxing, Crawford doesn't need a knockout to win. Instead, he believes Crawford can secure victory on the scorecards if he follows a disciplined, tactical game plan. This means controlling distance, conserving energy, and staying clean for all 12 rounds. Though he acknowledges a major challenge, Lampley believes that with the right adjustments, Crawford has what it takes to outthink and outbox Canelo. Meanwhile, boxing journalist Dan Raphael voiced skepticism about Canelo's recent lackluster showing against William Skull. He suggested that the problem might not have been the opponent, but rather the cumulative wear and tear from Canelo's long career, which began when he was just a teenager.